Today we have our very first guest, and his order is here. Welcome to DIY Artist Talks. My name is Dani Antal, and this is Moanzy. Every week we talk about what it means to be a DIY artist, what works and what doesn't. And today we have our very first guest, no one less than our good friend Bobby Sunshine.
Hello guys.
And with him we're going to talk about the use of AI in music. We have very different opinions about that, so this is going to be a test of our friendship. But before we go into that, we would like, cheers. We would like to have Bobby Sunshine introduce himself. Bobby, what do you do, and what is your why?
Damn, this
Yeah.
boy, man.
My why, actually, recently I discovered what my why is. My why
Cool.
is to create experiments, music, and societies to live together through the positive moments and emotions.
Nice. That's a good one.
I kind of like it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was a musician for a long time already, firstly in Russia, and then because of the war, and I had so cheerful songs, I had to leave because nobody wanted.
There was no
One-
market for it.
No market, yeah. So I went off and started it again in Netherlands, and right now I have to do it like all by myself because in Moscow I had a team, I had a studio, had all the stuff, and now I'm like
You're DIYing.
I'm recording myself in the closet and
Nice.
Yeah.
doing music.
That's
The
why
bedroom
we
studio.
that's why we want you here at this
Yeah.
show because otherwise you wouldn't be a DIY
No.
anymore. So
Yeah,
thank you
exactly.
so much for making music in a closet.
Yeah. It's, well, actually, I had the pleasure of traveling to Groningen last week with this guy, and he was sharing his experiences from Russia, and he was in this super professional boy band group.
Really, I
yeah.
can see that. No.
No, we didn't.
No,
or-
what?
no.
Yeah.
No worries, no worries.
Creme brulee, though. I mean, this
I
just
wouldn't
for,
mind.
for
Maybe
ev-
for after the recording.
yeah, for everybody, we are uncut, so everything that happens, we are sitting in a restaurant.
Yes, the
non-
Iver in Amsterdam North on NSDM. Make
Still
sure
not
you check
sponsored,
it out.
but I hope that one day they will see this and be like, come by more often. Maybe this is
yeah,
gonna be the new.
maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm not sure what the thing is about, endorsements and stuff.
All right.
Continuing, we're
Sorry, yeah.
DIYing.
You can make like beep in there.
Yeah,
so-
we'll do the peep in there. Yeah, we'll use your peep on the yeah. Okay,
Moving on.
onwards. We're moving on. Let's just dive into
deep.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
man.
You're using AI
Yeah.
for
Whoa,
music.
whoa!
Yeah,
You're
we're-
accusing him.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not accusing him. No. No, we have had very interesting conversations about this, and he does have a lot. I mean, this man is full of infinite wisdom.
Okay.
It's not a
Even about, and he's not like ashamed of it or something.
Okay.
So I'm just really curious from someone who actually really hates AI.
Okay. Fair.
How he uses it, and how it's useful for you. Maybe you can elaborate, like bring it, take us with you on like a production of a song and where AI comes in to help you out with it.
Well, first of all, I should say that I'm making music in Dutch right now.
Yeah.
So of course, and I'm learning still Dutch. I'm not good at it. But my mother was teaching me with the English songs. She was teaching me English language. So when I went here, I like asked my teacher, are there any songs like to make it like to learn
Yeah.
from it the Dutch? Not so much. I decided to make it on my own. Yeah, of course, all my songs are controlled by my teacher, that
Yeah.
I pronounce it well and so on. But of course, like making songs, for example, the text with the chat GPT is much easier. I have the ideas for the songs, I have the jokes that I want to insert, but of course, I'm not so good in finding the right, way to say some things. So for me, it's easier to find like 50 different variations and like choose from them which sounds better.
No, but
or
I
something
find this still very, very on the low end using AI because
it's the first step.
Yeah, but 100%. I'm
first
very
step. Yeah,
curious
there's
about
different
more.
steps, man.
I just want to say that we have Team Dani who is against it.
Yeah.
Then we have Team Bobby. You are kind of like all in,
Yeah.
if I may say so.
Maybe,
a
maybe.
good
We will
establishment.
just.
Okay, and then there's me.
he's
I'm
the middle
I'm
ground.
50-50. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you were explaining using ChatGPT to write lyrics. I think I mean, my approach to AI for almost everything, but especially in chat form, to make lyrics or to boost your creativity to like come with suggestions. For me, it's a nice starting point, or even if you're stuck for a little bit,
I agree.
that's good. What you could also do, you could grab a book, open a book randomly, be like,
Yeah.
oh, here are random words.
Yeah.
Same thing, right? But
Yeah,
then,
kind of.
so that's
Yeah,
why I can kind of
I
still.
do, but from his point of view, he also uses AI to shape his voice into a native Dutch speaker, for instance.
Okay,
and,
well,
that, and
let
that's
him talk,
something.
let him
Yeah,
talk, let him
We'll
Yeah.
go
talk, let
further,
him
but
talk.
I mean, like, even what you are saying about the words in ChatGPT,
Yeah.
of course, if I'm making songs in Russian,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Okay, I see,
I mean, like, I can do it like on my own, and
Yeah.
actually, I more like doing it on my own.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because
Okay,
in Russian, I'm like
Fluent and
very
yeah,
fluent.
yeah, of course,
Like,
yeah.
and I was working hard to
Interesting.
like to make it fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I write songs in English. I'm not native English, but I do write already for maybe 10 years, 15 years English songs.
Yeah.
But I would use ChatGPT for like suggestions. You know, like
Yeah.
sometimes I have this lineup of like a verse, and one sentence is like, I don't know, man, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I put it in there. I say,
Yeah.
give me 10 different variations. Usually, what happens is it's all trash. But it
Yeah.
gives me an insight. Be
A
like,
hint.
It's very
"Oh,
corny.
okay,
It's
okay,
very,
yeah. But
actually,
you
it's,
use different
it's,
words or
it's
something.
useful to maybe kind
Know
of
what you-
rule out all the generic stuff,
Yeah.
all the corny stuff that you don't want in it. You're
No.
like, all right, I'm definitely not going that way.
No,
So,
it inspires.
yeah.
It inspires me. All right, okay.
Me, it doesn't
But
inspire me, but that's a whole different. But yeah, I mean,
Topic.
yeah. All right. So
Nice.
I think on
We
that
have-
one we are kind of agreeing. Is
Okay,
like
fair.
that you're to use AI to kind of share ideas.
Yeah.
That's something different. But all right. So there's
Yeah.
like different layers of
Yeah,
AI.
I'm one
usage.
Okay, so the next step, we hope that guys will stop.
no worries,
Making
man.
noise.
No worries.
With
We
making
are
noises.
uncut. We are raw.
Yeah,
we
we are
figure shit
raw.
out. Just
like
talk
it.
louder. Talk
This
louder.
is raw.
Okay,
Okay.
so we have generating text.
Yeah. So
What's the next?
the next step is to create with this text to create a song in Suno.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm
For,
creating.
can you explain Suno for people who don't know what
Yeah,
Suno is?
so
Exactly. Good
Suna
one.
actually is, I think, the most impressive AI right now to create song from the scratch. I mean, like, you can even like make.
Sabanero.
Yeah.
Helemaal prima.
You can. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You can
Dankjewel.
even make a song like with lyrics inside the Suno or like
Yeah.
just instrumental, but actually, if you do that, usually it's shit. I mean, like it doesn't work. It work if you want to make a song for your parents' birthday or
Yeah.
you know like some
Yeah.
shitty song.
No, I used to do this as well. My girlfriend's parents came by. They speak German. I don't speak German very well. They
Uh-huh.
walked around Amsterdam. I talked to Suno. I said like, oh, they went to a coffee shop. They saw the museum. Can you write a funny song about it? And then I couldn't understand what AI was singing, but they were laughing and having tears of laughter. So for this kind of usage, I think
fun,
it's a
yeah.
fun usage. Yeah.
Yeah, but I because I think I have enough experience creating the text, so I understand what the rhythm of the text is, how many
Yeah.
syllables there are, you know,
exactly. Yeah.
you know how rhyme goes, like every line or not every
Yeah,
line, and
yeah.
all that stuff. It helps me to manage Suno, so it really gives me good results
Yeah.
outside, like
Yeah.
for real songs.
Yeah.
And then like I hit the button for like sometimes 100, like for less songs. Yeah, I made more than 100 generations.
Wow.
But like one song I made it from the first one. So yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes, and I tried
Yeah,
like
yeah,
20
yeah,
more,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
the first still was the one, you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
So you have a text that you make with AI, and you use Suno to put that text in. Is there any?
With the help of AI, I think. Because
Yeah,
he writes his his own
you
Yeah, okay,
cannot
with the
say
help.
it,
No, no, no.
like the text, I will say it's more like myself, like with a little bit AI,
Okay.
Yeah.
because
This is what I wanted to ask
Just
you.
for the language gap and stuff.
Yeah, no, no, but this
Yeah.
what I wanted to ask you was, where do you have also inputs in the production itself, or is the production
yeah,
purely
yeah,
AI?
yeah, yeah. So my first song that I made with AI, that was the synth class. There was only one synth that I added,
Okay,
but
cool, cool.
like in the last song that I was making, this English "Bring the Rhythm" song.
Yeah.
Actually, I added a lot of stuff. So
Cool.
like, I think I spent like 2 months
Cool,
editing
cool.
over that
Yeah,
AI
exactly.
made.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And do you also record your vocals in there as well?
no.
Okay.
So what I
Okay.
did, I went to the studio. Hello, Alex. Thank you for recording me. It's Alex Epps. He also
Alex,
Hi,
you
Alex.
legend. Goddamn legend.
yeah. He also made a sound engineering for the Birchi song and Koningsdag song.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so he
Sick.
good job. Hope he will have a great career. And the thing is that when I have the song, it's like a demo. I mean, like
Okay.
I only understand. Okay, because I have enough experience.
Yeah.
I can understand. Okay, this demo will work. This won't. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I need this 100 generations
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this shit will work.
Yeah.
But then, of course, I split all the layers in Suno as well. You can split all the layers. Then
I wanted to ask. Yeah.
then I go to. I went once to Alex to his studio, and I recorded about 2 hours of my vocals, different songs.
Alright,
So
cool.
I
Oh,
was
yeah,
just
yeah,
singing,
yeah,
singing,
yeah,
singing
yeah,
different songs,
Uh-huh.
and then I like put all this information inside other AI called Kids.ai, KITS, not kids.
No, 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 no. I hear what you say. I hear what you say.
Yeah, Kids AI, and you can create a model of your voice inside.
Oh.
It's like a cloning service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I created a model of my voice, and
Okay.
then when I split all instruments in Suno,
Yeah.
I take the vocals from there and I put it in Kids AI and change this voice to my voice.
Okay, interesting.
It does it quite good.
All right,
Quite
that's nice.
good. I won't say perfectly. You
Uh-huh.
still can hear some
Yeah, of
not
course.
good stuff. So after that, what I do, I put like my voice in DAW,
Yeah,
like in
yeah,
Logic. I
yeah.
use Logic Pro.
Cool.
So I put like all the instruments from
Uh-huh.
Suno, the voice from Suno
Voice,
as well, and my voice.
Uh-huh.
And also what I decided to use, I also add the original demo of
Yeah.
the song.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
use it as a separate layer
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
Suno splits it up
Yeah.
and you combine it back together, it's not the same.
same,
Yeah,
I
it has some magic
Interesting.
in the first demo.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
hear you. Okay,
like
cool.
I hold the first demo and like
Yeah. On
upload
top of it,
all
yeah.
the instruments and my
Yeah.
voices.
I mean, it works
on
as
the
as a
demo.
double. Like
Yeah,
for
yeah.
my voice, I record
yeah,
love
yeah.
doubles for instruments as well, guitars as well. You record double shit, so it makes kind of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very elaborate, yeah,
Yeah,
working
very nice.
flow as I'm hearing it right now. Actually,
Interesting,
There's lots of
interesting.
steps and.
Yeah. Then after that, like I use what more AIs I use.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I,
curious.
to the list.
I use Isotope.
Isotope,
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
so
It's like a mixing AI or
yeah,
something.
actually they have
Wait,
a
wait,
lot
but this is interesting though because I use iSotope as well, and I mean it's AI, but it's also a template. I guess it reads or it listens to your track.
Yeah.
But for mixing, I mean,
Yeah.
this is something more acceptable than
What do
Suno,
you
for
call
example.
AI, man? So,
Yeah, no, that's an interesting question because
I mean, we can go really deep here.
No, no, for
but
sure.
Isotope is definitely something that I also think about using because I'm a really crappy sound producer
Yeah.
right now. So
Yeah.
so I would definitely could use all the help that I
Right,
could
right.
get.
So I
yeah.
like Isotope Ozone for
Yeah.
the whole mix.
Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
And
The mastering.
Isotope Nectar for the voices.
Ah, yeah.
And
Yeah,
the Isotope Neyron Neutron, something
Yeah,
like that,
Neutron.
for the other tracks.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Nice.
So, and all of them inside they have this learning button, so they
Yeah.
just listen to it and give you a
Yeah.
result. But like I don't use what they gives me like just
I mean,
100%.
I'm a proactive.
Yeah.
I'm a pro person for having a button on every plugin that listens to your track and gives you a template to play with.
Yeah.
Because going from scratch, I mean, I'm also not the best engineer,
No.
but I love to have a beginning template where I
Yeah.
can listen like, oh no, this is too much high end, this is too much low end, or whatever
Yeah,
you're doing.
yeah.
So yeah, I think in
You
isotope,
should
it's-
have experience to understand that actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Because
Yeah.
usually the shit that it gives like from the first shot
yeah,
is not good
No, no,
enough.
no,
I mean
100%.
like if an amateur will just click all these buttons,
Yeah.
he will have
A
some
result.
kind of song. You
Yeah.
know, like the same shit.
And
you
does
have-
that go for like the use of Suno, for instance, as well? Do you have better results because you understand music better than?
I'm
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
about that because if my lyrics weren't, you know, in the some tempo,
yeah,
Yeah.
and I understand how this
Yeah.
tempo will
Yeah.
change,
Yeah. Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it will go messy
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think you should master like what style in Suno because for example for me I understood like the best way is like funk rock. Like usually funk rock gives the best results for my type of song.
Yeah.
But actually from this funk rock sometimes it goes disco. I mean like himself like but
Uh-huh.
I use funk rock, low male voice, you know, some kind of this stuff. But like last song I was creating a song for the carnival,
Yeah.
so I just I just wrote like Netherlands carnival song, low
Easy.
male voice.
Easy,
I mean
easy,
like
yeah, nice.
but still 100.
Yeah,
Ah, yeah, of
of
course. Yeah, and you
100
made different
iterations.
versions from what I
Yeah.
understand. Um, would you recommend your web methods to everyone, or would you say like, no, if you're doing this and this, then I would recommend it, and if you're like more like this and that, then maybe stick to the old ways.
It depends on the aim.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is that I'm like recently migrated and like I have a lot of work to do. And if I can do all these songs on my own, like okay, not all, maybe 80% what I do in my songs, like I could make in Moscow by my own or
Yeah.
by my buddies.
Yeah.
Like for example, I cannot play guitar very well, but I had like buddy who was making
Yeah.
10 of
Yeah.
10. So
Yeah.
That's how you used to work back
Yeah.
in Russia.
Yeah.
but now I have no these opportunities, and if I won't use AI, you will be waiting for my songs for a year, a song
Yeah.
for a year.
Which
like-
also I thought is a good argument, you know, because in these days you want to have a high production output. So I'm
mean,
not
I
hearing
mean-
anything I'm fully against as of yet. Like the
Yeah,
heated
yeah, yeah.
discussion
No,
has
that's-
to
yeah.
wait a little bit. Um,
No, because
but if you would have all the resources that you would need to create these things without AI, would it be a no-brainer to go to that, or would you maybe even now stick to the AI because you have more control over it, for instance, or
I think that at the moment when I will have enough resources to just have a band and to make it on my own, and I won't be thinking about what I will have tomorrow. For example, now I need to have a residence permit to stay in Netherlands.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You got a lot on your
At,
mind.
at the point when it will all be gone, I think I will be much more happy creating music by myself.
yeah.
Maybe sometimes because like to have some ideas, I can still use AI in case I'm stuck.
Yeah.
In case
yeah.
I'm stuck.
Yeah, but that's how I use
Yeah.
it as well. Like motivation and to create something for people who are not skilled yet.
Yeah.
But usually I'm not stuck now. I mean, like
I've never been stuck in my entire life where that is concerned. Like that for
Yeah.
me, that's why that's where I'm a little bit. That's the point that I'm missing is that for me, I just set up my DAW and I just plug in any instrument.
Yeah.
And shit happens, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I can get like people get in writer's block. You know, people don't feel inspired all the time. It also happens to me.
course.
But mostly, there's no like. There's. I've never really felt the need of like a machine being able to do this particular thing. So I'm still trying to piece that in together, like especially like in the genre that you are in. You are making productions that also need to actually have like a certain quality and stuff. You know, you want something high end. You have very clear directions of I want this to be more funky. This is more like a party song.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand a little bit better going that way. Of course, what you and I do is very different, of course.
Yeah.
And for me, yeah, like it would never work for me because my sound comes from the spontaneous moment instead of giving directions.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can use the isotope to mix your things down
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's really speeds you up. I
Yeah.
mean, like I also know
Yeah.
that
No, that's
you're
something-
making songs for a half a year. I mean, like,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. No, so for the purpose of speeding up the production process, hell yes.
But I agree with you. So like
Yeah.
your type of music, I don't see like actually I don't think that AI will make the songs that you are making
No.
because like
good sign.
Yeah, it's good though.
your songs are quite
Fuck you, AI.
quite messy. I will say. I mean like
Yeah.
this
Yeah, it's
this
grunge,
kind of
you know,
grunge
it's grunge.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I
Raw
think that,
shit.
yeah it will
Raw shit.
My songs are messy. Oh man.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
but I think that it will sound like a little bit too clean if you will make it with
for
AI.
sure,
I'm
for
not
sure.
sure. Maybe you can check it.
Yeah,
It can be-
I don't feel like checking it. Like I'm still like Suno to me it would feel like I remember the first time I was using ChatGPT, I felt really dirty, and I would have even more of that feeling when I would open up Suno for the first time. I remember being at conferences as a technician and like these nerds showing off Suno when it was just new, and I was nauseous. I was like, this is outrageous. It's an abomination. This should not be in the world. And then shortly after that, I saw an interview of Sam Altman, I think, who said, making music these days is just not fun anymore because, you know, you have to stay motivated to, I don't know, blah, blah, blah." So I was like, the whole point about becoming a musician is becoming a musician, you know, it's the discovery
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
whatever instrument you're using. And
Very
if you're
true, yeah.
like some computer nerd, yeah, you probably don't understand that, but that's fine. But like, don't bring that shit into our world. That's
Yeah.
my stance into it.
Yeah.
And of course, like AI is here, and I know more and more DIY musicians as well, like yourself, are going to use it, and there are many good ways to use it, especially in the future. I
Yeah,
definitely
actually,
see
what
it
I
like
can,
that, yeah.
what I want to say more, that in Suno, the last version, they already made a DAW inside it.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So you can split it all on the instruments and then work with the little pieces of each instrument regenerated.
I don't know, man. It sounds like a future that we're. Do you think?
But it's now.
No. I know. No. I know. But it sounds like the future is that it will be more accessible to everybody. More that,
Yeah.
like I learned to record music in Logic.
Yeah.
Right. You guys also a little bit Logic, but I already saw people recording in like a web-based DAW. What was it called? I forgot the name.
I think I saw it too
Yeah, with also
somewhere.
very easy templates, and also the quality sounds it's already like on a bit of a high end, so it sounds already quite
I
decent.
mean, also like the introduction of a DAW itself also outraged a lot of, you know, engineers and musicians back in the day because
Yeah.
it made music
You know?
more
Yeah.
accessible to more
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So
heard-
I mean, I'm being one of those people right now. I'm one
Yeah.
of the stiff ones.
Yeah.
I totally understand that.
You know, I just heard this stuff like so many times, like, oh no, nobody needs your internet, go fuck yourself. Nobody needs Photoshop, nobody needs
It's a classic,
autotune,
yeah.
like, go
Yeah,
fuck
no, but it's
yourself.
also a very interesting one because I use autotune. I love the sound of autotune. And if you go, like, say, 30 years back, then there was autotune, but it wasn't talked of. If you used autotune, you were not a real artist.
Yeah.
And that continued like for a little bit until usually at some point, you know, it was normal.
Until Kanye West came up.
No, I don't know who. I mean, it was of course this girl. Do you believe in love?
Yeah, Cher,
It's
yeah.
Cher,
in the
yeah.
80s.
It was in the 80s even.
Yeah.
No,
And-
no, like 90s, or
90s?
yeah, late
And then
90s,
I mean,
think.
still was like if you can't sing and you use autotune, you are not a real artist.
Yeah.
And at one point it changed, and now it's the industry standards on
Yeah.
every song.
What I think about music, like
I never
if it sounds good, if you can touch somebody.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like you can puke in your microphone if it sounds good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
It catches my heart.
But
I mean, like
I just wanted to
Yeah.
finish my question. I just wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think AI is going to be an industry standard as well as other tune is?
I think yes, but the thing is that it will go so easy for everybody to do it that the live show will become the thing. I mean,
That's what
like,
I'm also aiming at. You're
Yeah.
saying something that I'm saying, that you're saying, I think you hear artists
There's a
saying.
tendency,
But
like a tendency, or
but
something like that.
isn't this not just three kind of like not old dudes? I don't want to say we're all dudes, but just kind of like old dudes saying like no, because something will come back. When I was younger, I didn't care about old things coming back. I cared about new things. Like let's go do new things. And don't you think that we want something to come back? But don't you think that the youth will take the lead at one point and they will say, oh, we can generate AI so fast that we can do a live show with generating AI. I'm just saying.
yeah, I think it will also be an opportunity, but like one of opportunities because still, as I feel that when something is very easy, it's not interesting anymore. I mean, like if something becomes very easy, like everybody says, "Oh, I can do it myself."
Yeah, if it loses its worth, its value.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
if
true.
if a person sees like that you're with your sampling machine making a song like right on the stage,
Yeah.
he's like, "Damn, I cannot do that." I mean, like,
I mean, I'm also wondering because I said yeah, generating AI in a show, but I'm thinking, what are the artists going to be in like 30 years? Will we have AI artists that are controlled by I don't know a person, and you know the person or the AI artist, and this person never plays live, and we have a whole live musician section that you can kind of like choose from, but you can never see your AI artist live because they don't play live? Or do you think there will be a way that these people will kind of like bring it live?
I think we will have all the opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, like it will be because you will be conquering the attention. You need people's attention, so you cannot go the same way. What will die? It's like something that is like when there is a trend in the music
Yeah.
and all the guys are going to the trend like yeah, I
Yeah.
will grab the trend and like
Yeah, like
take some
80s,
money from there.
like this
Yeah.
80s beat that we had
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while.
Yeah.
But I think it will be going like less and less because it will be more interesting for people to find something unusual. Like,
Yeah.
how do you use AI? Or how do you don't use AI? I mean, like, but it's your stance. I mean, like,
I'm curious though,
Is
because
there a future for people who stay off AI as musicians?
I'm sure. I'm sure. You know, you cannot be aligned with a robot who plays a symphony on the violin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
he can
No,
you cannot feel him.
of course,
He's
of
like,
course.
okay, it's a good programmer who made a good robot.
Yeah.
But if you are playing fucking violin with the
Real instrument
techniques
and- yeah, yeah.
on the high level, the compassion that
I mean,
Yeah.
yes or no, I don't know. I mean, you also have in Japan this AI virtual girl who like
Yeah, I
does
know.
dances and sings.
Yeah,
Imi
I know.
Umu, I forgot her name. But and people go there and they
Yeah.
bring their lights and they're very happy. And the thing is that they have a live band behind it, so that's very cool. That
So they have a life.
they have a live band. Yeah.
That's the case.
Yeah. So this, but this is a combination of
Yeah.
both, you know, because
Yeah.
she sings it's completely AI. She dances, she's not real, she's a
Yeah.
hologram. But they have in ears and they play this live all her songs with a live band, and that's
Yeah.
dope.
But
For
that-
session musicians, but I'm not a session musician.
Yeah.
She's not a session
No,
musician.
Yeah, but
I'm-
it's,
yeah.
it's one case.
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
you are
yeah.
talking
No, but
about
I'm
one
also-
case because it
yeah.
is really very unusual right now. That's why they go to that concert.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
unusual. We will
Yeah.
go there.
Maybe it's a hype.
But like, if we will have like 100 of this artist, it won't be interesting no,
No,
more.
but that's also, I think, a cycle that repeats itself. So, and we're seeing that with AI music right now. Like most streaming services that offer, music, a music catalog are
Yeah.
being like overthrown by all these different AI artists that are out there.
Yeah.
And they're just like prompting a song and adding it to playlists. So eventually, like, there there won't be any fun in listening that anymore. People will lose interest, and so there's definitely something going to happen after that. And because I'm not really all in with this AI stuff, so I'm not really interested even like from my side at least in the AI stuff. So I don't know what will happen next and what will
Yeah.
the next wave be. I feel like the next wave is definitely going to be like, fuck this, we've had enough.
Really?
People are starting about talking about an AI bubble. So maybe it will kind of like die for a bit, and then it will have another resurgence, and then it will kind of like
Well, I think
emancipate
it's
into an actual like elaborate tool that is being used, and then the two things like live music, people, and AI will probably mix more together, something like that.
I think that what you're saying about the bubble is more about economic values. I mean, like
Yeah.
a lot of people pushing
Yeah.
money there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a bubble,
Yeah.
but like it's still a technology which works.
Yeah.
Like now,
Yeah.
people are. The amount of people, the hours they're spending in ChatGPT is the same that they are spending in TikTok.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, but it's
like,
yeah.
It's crazy.
But isn't
yeah.
that outrageous? Because now we're getting a little bit more to like the ethical part. But like, we're all in this, and what troubles me every time, like right now as we're filming this, I'm definitely way more optimistic also about the future than I used to be. So also about the growth of AI and how much of a threat it really is. But what does bother me a lot is that people are just going in not really thinking about this because this is a big thing. This is a big technology, and like the one thing that has to be considered is just the fact that it has already an impact on the environment, on the climate, and we're not paying attention to that. Let alone about the fact that there's been a lot of theft of databases in order to create these machines.
Yeah.
We're not really like we use them. We all agree to this
Yeah.
that it isn't right ethically, but we still do not refrain from using it.
But we kind of give them this a
And
power start, because they would have
yeah,
made them themselves if you give it more years. But we kind of like maybe some databases were illegally created
yeah,
with songs that they didn't own, but they do something that they could do in more time,
yeah.
I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, and
So
I mean, yeah, but
I mean, I'm,
still,
I'm
I
with you.
feel
It's not
yeah,
ethical at all. But what Bobby says is the
yeah,
technology is there,
yeah.
and that's not gonna. It's not gonna go.
No,
yeah,
it's not gonna
yeah.
go
You
anymore.
need
No.
to break up the whole internet. You know,
Yeah.
even in that case, it shouldn't be gone. I mean, like
And the idea of AI is already here, so people will.
yeah,
I just hope that
you
there will
cannot
be
stop it.
Yeah.
like for instance what happens with social media. I hope it will happen faster with AI. That it will the big companies out there, for instance ChatGPT, OpenAI, are breaking apart, and like alternatives will
Yeah,
arise
of
that
course.
are
Yeah.
made with like more ethical direction.
Yeah.
And
Less.
then my problem with AI would already be way less. Then I would feel better about
Mm.
using it. Because I'm already torn about the fact that I use social media, and then this AI comes on top, and they create a lot of slop. They create a lot of,
Yeah, but
and
it's a wild west, man. I mean,
it's
like
yeah, that's
it happens all the time with all new
yeah,
technologies. We have the wild west time, and
yeah,
like, or you're complaining about it, or you're using it,
yeah,
and like, and
Yeah.
then yeah, I'm on your side about like that. We should think about it, and
yeah,
like I'm listening to a lot of podcasts about AI, how it infects the world, you know, and how we should manage it.
Yeah.
And like I also love the project. This is called Gonka, about the guys who created decentralized AI. Right now, they're creating,
yeah. I mean
to
that's
compete
cool stuff.
with the open AI and all the centralized guys. And but I still think that if you see a usage for it, at least you should be aware how to use it.
Yeah,
If you're not agree with that, don't do it. Like, but at least try to understand what possibilities it can give you,
yeah,
because maybe at some points, like, you can upgrade your timeline, just timeline,
yeah,
not losing the quality. One more thing that you were saying, that like you were a bit sad when it all came up. I was also sad when Suno came up because
Yeah,
I was
same,
like,
same.
I like, so
But I like doing this.
I like
Exactly.
I like to make music. I like to play music, and now what I will do? Like,
Why should you?
what's the
You know?
fun?
Yeah,
You know that
exactly,
that's
exactly.
that's
What's
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
use?
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But interesting thing that I felt that now when I am generating
Songs.
the songs after I made the text, the moment when I generate the version that I like, I have the fucking same feelings I had before when I was making it on my
Interesting.
own.
Interesting
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Like
Interesting.
the same. It
I
was.
don't know if I will
Yeah.
have the feeling when I click on a button. I have the feeling when I'm making a song
Yeah.
layer by layer and I'm listening back, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is getting somewhere. But clicking and hearing like the full song in one go without doing, I mean, you did some effort, so I guess there is some kind of reward you get for your
Previously
effort.
I had this like, I have this text, and then I'm looking for the base of the song,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
what will go with this text, and at the moment when I have it, I like, yeah, this is good, and I have these emotions, and I have a lot of time, you know, doing it, and in the end, a little like, poof, okay, I've done it.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like I made the text, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and like, boom.
Yeah.
Like
I hear
this,
you. I hear
All
you.
right.
this kind of feeling. It
Sounds
was
helpful.
surprising for me.
Yeah.
It was surprising for
Yeah.
me, and but I'm happy that I have these emotions because like I was afraid that I will lose them at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I
So
hear
They
you. I
sound
hear
they sound like good closing remarks for this
you.
this topic.
True. Can we?
Uh,
Can I
it's-
just ask
yeah.
one yes and no question for Bobby?
Yes, good one.
Use AI in music? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right.
And you?
That's kind of for me. In music,
Just like the content creation and stuff. Yes. But
yeah, yeah. I'm
in
creating
music,
creating
no,
a song. Yeah,
that's my
but
stuff.
in your production, I mean, you could sample something. I mean, sampling something from an AI sample.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why wouldn't you use this? Because we can also sample a used track to like
Yeah.
a completely new song. So I would
Fair.
say yes to sampling
It's
it.
very postmodern.
If like not, I wouldn't say yes to completely a song
No.
with only AI tracks. But if I have a nice sample of an AI generated something that I want to use into like use it to my keyboard and play that sound because I like how it sounds, I would say yes.
All right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And you, Danny?
In music, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just
So,
my
so
ethic. My ethic will not
not at
change
all
on it.
in any
Yeah.
production there would be no.
No. Production. So
Yeah.
the technical
Okay.
aspect.
Sound engineering.
Sound
Yeah, yeah,
engineering.
yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
I
but
think
stamps
that's
will be no.
that because then it becomes more of an enhancement.
Yeah.
But also going with what Bobby said before, you need to know your stuff before this. So it doesn't change the fact that I still need to like work on my skills as a sound engineer and a sound producer, which also I like because I'm getting better at it. So
yeah.
maybe I will not end up not using Isotope at all, but I do want to give it a try at some time, I guess.
Cool.
So yeah, let's close this one off.
Yes.
We have this idea to always share a piece of wisdom that one of us picked up during the week, and this time I picked something up which maybe also is a little bit related to this topic. I spoke to a bit of an older man who said that in these trying times, it's even more important to make art and share fresh ideas that break with the status quo. And I thought that's a really good
Man,
thing to live by
I have
because
nothing to
the
say
world
against
gets you
it.
down. The news is always awful, and yeah, I think us just discussing this and the fun part of life, very important.
100%. I have nothing more to add. Only that I also liked that we were both agreeing on the fact that live music is coming back.
Yeah,
So we've had a lot of things that we talked about. I'm very happy to have Bobby Sunshine on this
Man, yeah.
episode. Thank you so much for being
thank
here.
thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Yeah,
Really
thank
good
you,
points.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dani Antal.
thank you,
Thank
Moanzy.
you, Monzi.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Hopefully to have you sometime again on the show.
Yes.
You will hear Danny soon again. You'll hear me soon again. And if you have any questions, about music, DIY stuff, feel free to send them in. to I don't know, even just DM us or something.
Yeah,
or
we'll
react on this, or
have something on screen or something.
yeah,
we'll
we
think
figure-
about
we
it.
figure
And
it out.
We'll figure it out.
subscribe and make all the comments. And
Yeah, and the thumbs
do
up
all
and
the
thing.
stuff that
Yeah.
usually.
All right.
Wrap it up then.
Thank
It's
you,
a wrap.
guys.
Thank you.
Sick.